Hey team, welcome back to the show. We last left you after 4 brilliant days in Queenstown. Our next stop was supposed to be just one night in a tiny town called Glenorchy, which is a stunning 40-minute drive from Queenstown along the shores of Lake Wakatipu. It turns out that Glenorchy is one of New Zealand's hidden gems, and this wonderful spot, which so many people skip, rapidly became one of the highlights of our trip.
Okay, we're about 45 kilometres further along the lake from Queenstown. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful drive in Glenorchy. It's just this little pontoon, and we're just in the heart of the mountains. It's gorgeous. Lakeside lunch with an outrageous view. Welcome to Glenorchy, which is a tiny little place. 200 people live here. It mostly seems to revolve around the tourists that come this way seeking helicopter tours. But you can see why, because you can see the glaciers nestled in the mountains. Look at that. That is astonishing. There are loads of helicopters taking off from around here. We may stay here tonight, but we haven't decided yet. There's a general store and a pub just here on the right, and you can park in the car park, and they just ask that you go and buy a drink or a bit of food or something, which is not unreasonable. So we may stay here, because look at these surroundings. Beautiful. A 20-minute drive north from Glenorchy is Mount Aspiring National Park. In addition to being absolutely gorgeous, it was the filming location for some of the most memorable moments from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Hello from the Isenguard Lookout. And someone kindly left a Gandalf star, which I've used for my photo. Look at this. It's stunning. And yes, I enjoyed the photo op. So we're in Mount Aspiring National Park, which is my new favourite national park anywhere in the world. It is so dramatic, it has so much going on. That peak over there is astonishing. There's a glacier just over there, nestled in the hills. And to my right, these are not just any woods. These are the woods that were used when the Fellowship of the Ring ran into Lothlorien. And they are beautiful. This whole place is just one big movie set, and it's amazing. We are walking in the woods of Lothlorien, where the Fellowship took refuge after Gandalf fell in Moria. You may recall Gimli walking along saying, "Stay close, young hobbits. They say a sorceress lives in these woods. All who look upon her fall under her spell and are never seen again. Well, here's one dwarf she won't ensnare so easily. I have the eyes of a hawk and the ears of a and then he gets caught by the elves."
After a brilliant afternoon, we went back to Glenorchy and parked up for the night. After a delicious dinner, we made our way back to the waterfront for a spectacular golden hour.
It has been an epic day of incredible views, and golden hour is no exception to the rule. We're back in Glenorchy, about 45k from Queenstown if you followed the lake round in that direction. And this is just stunning everywhere you look. You can literally see the line of the shadow as the sun sets behind the mountains behind me on the hills in front. Little bits of snow-capped peak coming through. I mean, that's just brilliant. And it couldn't have been a much more epic day. This is my new favourite place in New Zealand so far. Glenorchy. 45-minute drive from Queenstown. Why is everyone in Queenstown and not here? So stunning. Good night. Good morning from Glenorchy. Good lesson. When we first came through Glenorchy, we thought, oh, nothing here, no point staying. I think the plan probably now is to stay for 3 nights. It's so beautiful. It's super close to Queenstown. Queenstown is crazy busy. This place is really quiet. We are out for a beautiful morning walk on the Glenorchy Lagoon track. It's only going to be about an hour. But as you can see, there are snow-capped mountains as far as you can look to feast your eyes on. And this is about the most stressful thing we're doing today. I think we'll spend the rest of the day chilling out by the lake and soaking up some sunshine. See you in a bit. Laura and I were just saying this is one of the nicest walks that we've done the whole trip. Super flat, super relaxed, really lovely. This lake is, I'm going to say, refreshing, to put it kindly, but you have to come and see the view from in here. That is fresh, icy mountain water. Look at this. You can see where there's still some snow, ice up on the mountains. And I'm just swimming in it. And it's beautiful. Glenorchy. Don't skip Glenorchy, guys. Everyone's in Queenstown, half an hour away. This is, it's prettier. I'm sorry to say it, it's prettier. It's quieter. We're sleeping in a pub car park with nice showers for $22 a night. It's brilliant. This is awesome. Really awesome.
Welcome to Cocktail Hour on a budget. Kind of. These olives were very expensive. But we are having a little aperitif before we decide we're going to splurge and we're going to go out for dinner just next week.
Good morning from Tobias. How do you pronounce this? Do you know? Routeburn? I have no idea. Routeburn. He's American. Yeah. From the Routeburn Track, we are going to make it to the Routeburn Falls Hut, which is about 10k away, and then we are going to turn around and come back. It should be gorgeous. This is our fellowship for the day. You, of course, know it, my wife. And these are our new friends from the car park last night, Tobias, Joel, and Yael. And hopefully they're funny, because otherwise this video will suck. See you out there. It's beautiful.
The Routeburn Track is one of New Zealand's famed great walks. It starts about a 20-minute drive north of Glenorchy and cuts through rivers, forest and the mountains of New Zealand's Southern Alps for 33 kilometres, bringing you out on the other side of the mountain range, relatively close to the world-famous Milford Sound. Most people complete the route over 2 to 3 days, spending a night or two in the huts that are maintained along the route.
Keep on moving, don't look down.
Shrek, I'm looking down!
Shrek, I'm looking down.
I want to turn back!
Thankfully, we're not going up there. So we have been walking for about an hour, done about 4 kilometers. It's nice and gentle. It's not Tongariro. It's gorgeous. This is so beautiful. What a hike. What a walk. Look at that. That's astonishing. You can see the ice and the snow still etched into the sides of the mountains. It's so beautiful.
You see nothing. And then in the afternoon you look at it.
We are about 9.3k into the walk. We're at about 1,050 meters of elevation. We must be close to the hut that we're aiming for, which according to the little pamphlet is at about 1,000 meters. So we can't be far. I think we could all do with a little rest and some food. Welcome, 9.7 kilometers in to the Routeburn Falls hut, 1,000 meters above sea level. What does it think? My watch thinks we're at 1,084.
Right.
So what does it think it is?
Salvation.
3.5 hours back. We've done that in 2 hours 21 minutes coming up. We smashed it. Smashed it. Toilet. Oh, this is a place to stop for lunch. So the hut has got proper facilities, got proper flushing toilets, water, or you got to boil it before you can use it. And there's loads of bunks where you could sleep the night, and you got to book them all in advance if you want to keep going this way. But we are heading back on ourselves, back down to the van. Should be 10 kilometers, probably 2 hours, mostly downhill, but not a bad view for lunch. Just 1 minute up the hill from the hut is this series of waterfalls. It's beautiful.
I make whatever I do. But counting the good thing, it's a good thing. It is, yeah.
This is about the freshest mountain water you will ever find. It's also so cold, it's actually kind of painful to put your feet in. Like, I think they'd go numb pretty fast. I mean, it's so beautifully refreshing after, 15k we've done, 15.5k. Tobias is doing very well. I'd have fallen over with numb legs by now. Well, he looks uncomfortable, it must be said. Well, what a little place to stop. It's about 4.5 kilometers from the start of the track. Oh yes, so good. We are back at the start bridge. We've essentially followed this river the whole way upstream, and it has been so beautiful. But this walk, I think, is done. 20 kilometers on the nose. Well done, us. Well done, team. We did it. Well, that was exciting. Hiking a section of the Routeburn Track was massive fun, and it was brilliant having Joel, Yael and Tobias along the way with us. Tobias is a brilliant photographer. These are a few of his photos and his Instagram handle if you want to check him out. We made our way back to Glenorchy, where I finally persuaded Lauren to take a dip in the lake with me, and then I sent up my drone for the photo of the trip so far. Well, goodbye to Glenorchy. Goodbye to this car park that we have been sleeping in for 3 nights, extremely comfortably and very, very cheaply. The adventure goes on. We are going to Wanaka with one stop on the way to indulge my inner Lord of the Rings geek. We will see you in a bit. Hello from Ithilien, or the Ithilien Lookout Point. For those of you who aren't massive Lord of the Rings nerds, you would better know it as 12 Mile Delta Campground just outside of Queenstown. But this is, for those who are familiar, the spot in the second Lord of the Rings movie, I believe it is, where Frodo and Sam see Faramir and his men ambush the evil men who are going to join Sauron and his armies. And that, roughly over there, is where you see the Oiliphants, the big elephants, walking out, and Sam and Frodo are amazed. And I'm pretty sure it's roughly here that they were actually hiding behind the bush and peeking out and looking. It's somewhere here or within 10 meters, but there's no obvious other way to walk anywhere from here. But it's so cool to be standing here, as ever, with the backdrop of the mountains. It's gorgeous. There's a lake over there, and there's a brilliant big free campground over there. I think it's like $10 a night or something. And there's a few toilets and things. It's more than enough if you wanted to stay for a couple of nights. This is magical. We are standing about 20 kilometres outside of Queenstown, which you can see in the distance there just by the lake. You can also see the runway from Queenstown Airport. And you may have noticed that aeroplane coming into land on the top left on what is undoubtedly the most scenic runway flight path I've ever seen. We are 1,040 metres up in the air at the moment, according to my watch. And that is the view that you get as a reward, and it's stunning. Hello from the lake at Wanaka. It's beautiful. Look at that view. We are going to go and have a quick walk around town, and then we are going to come back to the lake and relax. Wanaka waterfront. It's buzzy, it's cool. So we are in Wanaka, just by the lake. What you're looking at here is the most photographed tree in the world, I think, according to Instagram. You can see it's growing sort of just in the middle of the lake, which is quite spectacular, with these wonderful surroundings. And it's super peaceful, except for the usual throng of tourists, which are everywhere. And I appreciate I'm part of that problem, but still. Really peaceful. I stood there snapping away at the tree for a good while with my camera. After 15 minutes or so, these were my 2 best efforts. The next morning, we met back up with Joel and Yael and went for another hike, this time around the Diamond Lake Conservation Area, just outside of Wanaka. How about that for a view of Lake Wanaka? It's beautiful.
Can we see Wanaka over there?
Probably off in the distance, yeah. Joel, just turn around for me so your nipples will forever be immortalised on my YouTube channel. Yeah, you're up next, it's cool. Hello from the top of the walk. Is this a summit of something? Rocky Mount? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a peak.
It's a peak,
Yeah.
something peak, and a well-earned victory snack. But look at that view. Beautiful view from the top. We are on Rocky Mountain, so this is the summit of Rocky Mountain. It's not very rocky.
We drove back to town and spent the rest of the afternoon by the lake, enjoying a few drinks with Joel and Yael. After a great few days of travelling together, the time had come to part ways for a short while, and the next morning they went west, while we drove south to a small village called Arrowtown, about a 10-minute drive from Queenstown.
Arrowtown is really cute. This is well worth a visit. They've kind of preserved it so that it still looks as though it once did. I think essentially it fell into disrepair and then they rebuilt it. But it's really nice. All the buildings are really old and really quaint. It's beautiful, all the gardens are gorgeous. Really nice place. So Arrowtown was a historical gold mining town. You can see some of the nuggets that have been found nearby. This one was found in the Arrow River in 1993.
This place is just lovely. It is, you know what, it feels a bit like a quintessential English countryside village in a way. There's just really, really well kept, beautiful, stunning scenery. Really, really nice atmosphere here.
So this is restored, but a little house that one of the several thousand Chinese immigrants who came here seeking gold would have lived in. I suspect a large number would have lived in. Wowee.
Tall ceilings.
We were just saying how tough this must have been as a life in the 1800s. Especially in the winter, no heating, no nothing. It's
Certainly wouldn't be able to build a fire in here because it's all made of wood.
yeah. Wow, it must have been a very harsh life. Oh, this is actually very pleasant. Very nice in here.
This one has a chimney though, which makes me think they probably have like a stove or log burner fire or something.
Must have done something in here to stay warm.
I think there was a fire pit.
Yeah, there's a little fire pit there. We are standing in our Lum's store. So this store was the hub of this Chinese community. The gentleman who owned it spoke Cantonese and English. Because he spoke English, it was easy for him to transact with the local businesses. So he imported a variety of items from China. But this place also operated sort of informally as a bank, and it was the hub of the community. We are having a little chill by the Arrow River. It was just near this spot that a gentleman who was known locally as Maori Jack first found gold in this area, and according to the information sign, he wasn't all that interested in gold mining, but word got out of what he'd found, and that sparked off the gold rush that happened here in 1862. By about 1890, pretty much all of the gold had been exhausted, or everything that was easily mineable had been exhausted, and the community dwindled. But that is the story of Arrowtown and the Arrow River. And it's a very peaceful little tranquil place. So here's a little top tip if you come to Arrowtown. Just one street away from the main road is this place, Routeburn Farm Shop, and it's really gorgeous. It's the nicest food shop we've found in a very long time. Lots of fresh produce from the central Otago region where we are. We very nearly missed it. It was a recommendation from a local. Really excellent. Good evening from Arrowtown Rugby Football Club. The kids are playing cricket with their parents. The hills in front of us are covered in every shade of green that has ever been dreamt up or not dreamt up. It's stunning. We've had a lovely dinner and we are out for a little walk to digest our food.
Turned into a really lovely day. Arrowtown is picture perfect.
It is, yeah.
It looks like a postcard when you're walking through it. It's beautiful.
We will see you in the morning. Imagine waking up to this in the morning just outside your van. It's gorgeous.
We went back into town for a morning coffee and a wander around the market, and then it was time to head south.
Next time on the Doms Down Under, we head south to the city of Invercargill, the birthplace of the legendary Burt Munro, before road tripping our way along the coast to Dunedin, where we had a few tickets to cash in. Hello from the edge of the bluff. This is as far south as you can go on this bit of the island. It's basically as far south as you can go in New Zealand. This is the southernmost point of the South Island of New Zealand. This is one of the most beautiful, unique coastal landscapes I've ever seen. It's just gorgeous.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner.
Thank you so much for watching. And just in case you hadn't quite got the point, if you ever find yourself in New Zealand, don't skip Glenorchy. We'll see you next time.